We are living in a society where still most of the people are looking to fill the black hole they have here. Because many people come to me from the position of lacking something. They don't want an equal relationship, they want a relief. You will not get what you want, you will get what you radiate, what you attract. The more anchored you are within yourself, the more you can help others and the bigger impact you can have.
Welcome to another episode of Her Voice Impacts. I'm Daniela Ion, and here I am in the beautiful, mystical Prague. And I'm going to be sitting down with the most extraordinary, energetic woman I've probably met so far. Her name is Katerina Hawken, and she is Europe's renowned matchmaker, but not just a matchmaker. She is a woman with passion, an absolute drive to bring people together. From having a headhunting career to then transitioning over into headhunting couples and making them come together. But there's something about her that you will see deep down inside. She's the most authentic woman I have spoken to. Her passion for bringing couples together is evident through the self-care and the transformational work that she also incorporates in her matchmaking services. This episode is really going to touch on you as a woman and the importance of embodying this inner healing that we so must go through to come out into what she calls the sacred dream. I love this. What is your sacred dream? I want you to tune in and let's have a listen. Katerina Hawken, I am so privileged to have you here on Her Voice Impacts show because I know that you've got a message for so many women who are listening, and I know that it's going to be deep, but at the same time, we're going to touch on subjects that many women probably need to unveil about themselves. What do you think?
I am here
I started you already.
I am here ready to channel whatever comes up.
Yes, yes. You know, I love your background, journalism, business management. You've traveled the world.
More or less.
And then you go into the business of love, right?
It is a business in a way. I never looked at it like that. Well, I did eventually, but yes, it's about bringing people together.
Tell me about how that journey started for you and why was it important?
Well, the journey started when I was born, but the journey of bringing people together started when I worked as a headhunter.
Okay.
In a recruitment agency. Wow. And people started telling me the kind of stories we didn't really have space for when I was helping them find jobs.
Personal stories?
Personal stories. And I was like, okay, if every single person who comes to me shares their personal story with me without me asking them, there must be something about it.
Yes.
And slowly but surely, I get into the conclusion that it would be best for me to be my own boss, to have the freedom, because there's nothing more important for me in my life than freedom.
Wow.
Internal and external.
Yeah.
And I just decided to set up my own company, and I'm doing what I can do best.
That is so true. And you started in 2014, is that
That's correct? Yes, that's correct.
And how was that transition to go into your own business? And I want the women to know the real story about how it is when you decide something like that, to go into your own thing and make it energetically happen.
When I returned from New York City, where I lived for 2 years, from 2012 till 2014, I knew something was changing in my life, and I was searching deep what it was.
Okay.
I was slowly getting a deep sense of the need for being myself, being authentic, being free, doing my own thing, walking my own path that nobody had ever walked before me. And I was searching what that could be, and I was first actually thinking of establishing like a high-end travel agency, because I just love to travel. I can spend the rest of my life either in the wellness centers or traveling.
Wow.
But actually, I listened to the deep calling of my heart, and that was to bring people together. It was just happening actually organically. Like while I was working for other companies as a marketing manager, they already at that point there were people coming to me, and I just started matching people naturally. Yes, like since I was a child even. So yeah, I mean, officially my first couple got married 1 year after I established my agency, but unofficially I've been bringing people together all my life, you know, even as a child, I was like telling people, okay, you go with that one, you go with that one.
So this is an instinct that you have.
Yes, yes.
And it also is a passion of yours, because
it is a huge passion.
Think you can't be authentic if you don't have passion.
Oh, I am too old not to be authentic. Whatever that means, you know, each of us is authentic in our own way, and even being unauthentic, it actually is authentic at the end of the day, because each of us is doing our best and walking the path that we have to walk in order to grow. Well, at least I do. I'm trying to grow. That is my intention for this life, you know, while helping people to find their right match, growing myself. I learn from every single person who comes to me.
You learn something from the women and men that come to you. You're seeing something in them that you can learn.
Totally. I learn from every single person who comes to me. It can be the other way, you know. And yes, I learned a lot about myself since I started my agency. I was a total pleaser since I was a child. You know, it's such a cultural thing. Just you have to please everyone, to be accepted, to not to be rejected, to not to be abandoned. And I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be understood. But the way to it was simply pleasing everyone. And after some time, it gets really exhausting, especially when you deal with hundreds and thousands of clients. So I had to find another way, and that was the way to self-love.
Wow. So through your own business, you got healing. In that sense. Transformation.
Absolutely. I got healing, I got transformation, and I'm still in the middle of it, you know. It's not the end of the transformation.
Wow, that is such an authentic thing to say, because, you know, business and that, they see a separation. Like
nothing is separate. Like everything is connected to everything. Yeah. Like you can't say this is my business and this is my character, and in my business I like this. In my life I'm like no. This is me, and this is who I am, and this is what I bring on the table, no matter whether we are having coffee as friends in the evening or a cocktail, whatever, or I am sitting here during the day having a business talk. Like, this is me, and this is what you get. I have my boundaries, I have my character.
That's your life.
Yeah,
that's how you
me.
live your life.
Take it or leave it. Thank you.
And that is exactly what I think we're seeing this new era come, that you are transforming within your passion project, whether it be your call to a mission, which I believe is a mission what you're doing, because to put people together, you have to be pretty intuitively switched on. You can't just be going, oh, that person looks good and that person, they'll get along. No. There's a psychology going on there, isn't it?
There's something more there, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody calls it a mission. Somebody calls it sacred dream. In shamanism, there is a beautiful...
Sacred dream.
In shamanism, there is a beautiful expression, sacred dream, and it's following calling of your heart.
Oh my God,
and your spirit, or you would say soul. So, you know, just following your soul's path, you're following your spirit's path. And when you find this sacred dream of yours, when you feel that you are on the right track, like this is my path.
You can feel it, right?
I feel it in every cell of my body. And
you live this.
I live it, you know. And I believe people feel it, you know. People feel it, and that makes me trustworthy that what I do, it's not the performance. It's not the show. I'm not the puppet doing some kind of performance to please people here. This is me, and this is what I do. And this is what I'm good at, because I do it with my passion. I do it from my heart, and people can feel it.
You've been regarded Europe's most well-known matchmaker. Okay, this is a great thing.
I don't really care how known I am. I do care how authentic I am. Although
always
this
comes
word
back to this.
authentic has been so
Yes.
profanated, but I don't know what other word to use. Let's say genuine. I'm genuine. I'm direct.
Yes.
And that's why people appreciate me. That's why my clients appreciate me. That's why they come to me, because they feel like, okay, this person is not going to just take my money and leave. This person can
and give me people that are
offer
not
me something
compatible.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
But it can be a painful process, because very often people come having a long list of expectations and wish
like
list.
a whole book.
Oh yeah,
Women probably come and go, right now he needs to be all
Oh
of
dear, not
these
only
things."
women, not only women,
Men too.
men too.
What are
Well,
some of the things they're asking for? Please tell us.
I've asked myself millions of times, why is that? And I came into conclusion that because I myself have high standards
Okay.
and still quite high expectations of myself.
Right.
I do naturally attract people who have high standards, and they come to me and they're my great
your
mirror,
mirror.
and they're mirroring me, my perfectionism.
Wow.
And they're like, okay, I want this and this and this and that. And I'm like, so which of these qualities do you have? And they're like,
Oh, that must be it.
Because many people come to me from the position of lacking something. They don't want an equal relationship. They want a relief. You know,
Well, that's not really a relationship.
That
though,
is not a
it?
relationship.
How long
So-
would that last?
depends.
Very long.
Some people last forever.
So you're telling me most people are trying to fill a void. That they
Unfortunately.
can't fill themselves with the healing or the transformation or the inner work, as you're saying.
We are living in a society where still most of the people are looking to fill the black hole they have here.
Which is something they have to do themselves.
Yes, and now I don't want to be rejecting every person like that. And it's not like black and white. We all have our traumas from the childhood and from the society, culture, and so on and forth. We all grew up in a world where there was a huge pressure put on us. Maybe the most authentic of self was when you were 10, 11 years old.
And that was it, and then that got
And that
drummed
was
out
it,
of you.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
And I'm not trying to change people. I'm just inspiring them to reconnect with that core, with that authentic self that they
Yes.
have in them. And when they were children, they were behaving that way. And they didn't care what others think about it. And they were not trying to show off or please anyone. They were just doing their thing. And they were accepted because children are allowed to do that. Well,
But as you grow up,
yeah, you lose that.
If
You lose
you
that authenticity.
take those traumas with you within your adult life. There's an explosion of triggers that come up in relationships that come at you. It's like the mirror.
Totally. Beautiful
And
word,
then-
explosion. Yes.
And what I've heard is that I don't want to be in that relationship anymore. I'm going somewhere else. And then
do
it
the same
happens
thing with the
again.
same guy.
And how are we not learning from that? What is the blockage there?
I believe at some point, whether you know it or whether you want it or not, you do have to look closer at your patterns. Why am I attracting this person? What is it in me that attracts this person?
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's obviously a long list of things why. And only when you reach the point when you don't really need anyone to complement you anymore,
Yeah.
because you're full yourself, you're so
Yes.
full of your own energy that you don't need anything from outside to fill that gap, wherever that is. Only then you can attract the like-minded partner, similar partner. So anyway, same energies attract.
Of course. So whatever level you're operating at is the level that you're going to,
Exactly.
You know, some people say, well, if they're a level here, but they are aiming at extreme levels, and you think, well, you're going to have to do some work.
Exactly.
to
You
get-
will not get what you want. You will get what you radiate, what you attract. You radiate certain energy
Say that
and
again. You get what you radiate.
you get what you radiate.
Wow.
You don't get what you want. You don't get a partner that you want.
What about desire then? If you desire that partner, now where does that
I
kind of
like encouraging my clients. Okay, I'll say it again. I like encouraging my clients to have a wish list.
Okay.
It is great to have desires and wishes, but be realistic, right?
Yes.
How do you want to get there? If you want to get to the point A, don't head to the point B. Like, how do you get to the point A? Like, let's take it step by step. If I want this kind of partner, what do I have to do myself? What kind of inner work do I have to do myself to attract this kind of partner? If I radiate a strong materialistic energy, how am I going to attract a very deep, not superficial partner?
Wow, and
Right?
have those beautiful conversations that
Exactly.
women desire.
Very often I have female clients who have certain, let's say, Instagram presence or so strong social media presence, and they have certain self-image, and they created certain image, how public knows them, but behind the closed door, they're actually someone else, and they're usually amazing people, and they are not what it seems like they are, you know, like many girls, ladies who look like gold diggers, they actually have a deep longing to, beautiful heart to meet. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants to be loved, understood, and connected to on a deep level, but they're not necessarily conscious of it, or they don't know how to get there. So they simply think, okay, if I can't find my soulmate, at least I find a rich guy to help me get somewhere. But, you know, you have to do the work yourself, girl, and then only you will attract the right person. You have to feel that
richness inside of you first. I don't think that you can go and look for it and then go, oh, there it is.
Because people can feel it. And men are smart. Maybe they are not as intuitive as we think.
Yes, but they can sense.
They can sense what's going on. They can sense if this lady is real, is genuine.
Okay.
Yeah, what her driving force is, what her main motivators are. So.
And may I ask, if you do have clients that come in like that and say, this is what he has to be, do you sort of say, that's a bit unrealistic?
I like asking them questions so that they themselves realize, maybe I should look deep and see what is really going on with me. Why
do I need that?
Why do I need that? What is it that is really driving that? What is behind it? What is underneath it? Yeah.
And have you found that maybe if people get together, the art of it is how to stay together? Because, you know, there can be initial...
The art is to grow together.
Yes.
And, have fun, enjoy the ride. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a hard work.
No.
You know, very often we hear how important it is to work on the relationship. I agree.
But not to the point where you're like so working on it.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy the process as well.
Yeah, and enjoy your own ride. And then once you are happy yourself, you will radiate it and it'll be contagious. And when you are happy yourself, then you will not be putting all of the pressure on your partner.
To make you happy.
Absolutely.
This is the key. If you think someone else is going to make you happy, then you're losing out on what your growth could be and finding your sweet spot, right?
Yes. One of the main reasons why people separate or why the relationship doesn't work is that there is a huge imbalance between the level of happiness of each partner.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, very often I hear the stories like, I was hoping that my partner would make me happy, or I found a man and he was my project. I was like that. I mean, I had so many men who were my projects, and I started working on these projects and, you know, try to save them and help them. I saw the best in them.
Right.
Yes. I always see people's potential, but no, thank you.
You can't be with potential. And it's wonderful because I think that comes from that feminine side of us. We can see it, we want to nurture it. But then it ends up being a heartbreaking
that you end up being his mother. I don't want to be anybody's mother anymore.
Yes. What is that archetype of the mother? What happens in that situation? Because I'm sure they don't initially start like that. It happens over a period of time, maybe?
Well, you know, there are historical, cultural reasons. We women have been very long in a position of the one who serves others. That was woman's position in society and in history. You know, man is the one who brings the bacon to the family, and woman looks after the family and does all of the emotional work. But these days, unfortunately, we took that with us. Plus, we're doing all of the men's work, and we're doing everything right now. And, you know, where are men? You know, so women these days are overly motivated. They are overperformers. They are perfect. Yeah. They just forgot to be human beings and just relax. I mean, when was the last time you did nothing?
I don't remember. Might have been a year ago. But what is doing nothing? See, for every woman, it might be different. For me, it'd be like just reading my books that I would love to catch up on. And it's interesting that if you don't give that self-care to yourself, you end up getting very resentful to the other person. Exhausted.
Yes.
And thinking, I don't get any time off, la, la, la. And then it becomes the mess, right? And then, unfortunately, you have those conversations where the other person says, well, I didn't know that you felt like this. And then this is the communication, right? How important is communication now between the male and the female, that it be aligned, you know?
First of all, I recommend to focus on the communication with yourself, to connect with yourself, with your deep core, and spend maybe 3 minutes every morning, just right after you wake up, maybe looking into the mirror and just feeling into yourself, giving yourself whatever you need to feel confident and safe and appreciated. You give that appreciation to yourself and you start your day with what is the opposite of lack? Not lacking, but having the surplus. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you feel this surplus and this contentment within yourself, then whatever conversation you are stepping into during the day, everything is coming from your deep core and it's coming from your real you, and whatever you do is genuine, truthful, even if you have a difficult conversation with someone, even if you have an argument or some tough discussions, even if you have to say no to your partner or to your clients, to your family.
You're able to hold that.
And that conversation, I think, is what goes first and foremost. That's most important, the conversation with yourself.
It's so interesting, like, we've all evolved over the decades, I feel, you know, as human beings, and how everything is reverting back inside and to look within and knowing that the answers are actually within us. Is there some kind of connection to finding the right partner and looking within together? Like, does that kind of make sense? Like, can two people look within together and then talk about, this is how I am and this is how you are? How do we weave together?
You don't have to talk about it. You feel it.
You
attract that person. You know, you live
it.
life. You live it. You live your relationship in that alignment. Yes, it's important to talk, but non-verbal communication and simply
is 90%.
feel it. Yeah, because talk takes you to your head. 90% of the time, all of the talking takes you to your head.
Yes.
How about the rest of your body? Just feel each other with all of your senses, you know, smell your partner, touch your partner, all of that,
love that.
and it makes you feel really alive.
I know you do retreats.
Yes.
And I know that you have these amazing events as well. It's for couples as well as singles.
I do different events.
Okay.
I do events for singles. I do events for couples.
Yeah.
I help couples to deepen and strengthen their relationships. Yes,
right.
That's very important. You know, the honeymoon period doesn't last forever. And then I do events for singles where they can both do some inner work on themselves on the way to the right partner. And it's really the fastest way to meet someone, because once you are with a bunch of people, let's say 30 people in a room for 3 days or in a same space, you just see how they respond, especially in a kind of challenging situations, right?
Really?
So I do these retreats in the Czech Republic and mostly in Crete as well, once a year.
Crete?
Yes, it's such a
What
gorgeous
is it about
place in
Crete?
the mountains.
There's something
it's
energetical.
magical. Yes, there's a very high energy and yet very peaceful. So you feel high, but it's kind of peacefully high, and I love that.
I have heard so many beautiful things about Crete. So you having these amazing, they're events or retreats in
They
Crete?
are retreats. They are retreats for singles, yes.
Really? And they're singles, female and male, or just male?
They are heterosexual.
So they meet together.
They meet there, and they go to the retreat. So they are doing their inner work, but they're meeting each other.
Do some people actually get together?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
That's one of the points.
Oh, I love that.
But you're already married.
No, I'm saying that that's such an amazing thing.
It is.
people go to retreats, okay,
You go to a nice place.
and you have fun.
No,
But
you do something meaningful
You're
there.
doing something here transformational so that they can then meet the right person.
Absolutely.
Not just
And
any
that person is witnessing where you really are in your life if you allow yourself to open up. Right?
Oh, so what do you...
They see you as you are. You know, I offer a wide range of exercises that take you really deep. It's mostly conscious body work, right?
Conscious body work?
Yes.
What is that?
It's connecting on an energy level. So, you
Oh.
know, I am encouraging and motivating people in different exercises to really open their heart.
Okay.
Open all of their chakras. If we talk about chakra system from
Yes.
Tantra, different concepts, different philosophies use different verbs to
Yes.
describe the
Yes,
same
the same
things.
thing.
Exactly. But it's basically about encouraging people to open their heart. And only when your heart is open, then you can connect with somebody else's heart, right? It maybe sounds too esoteric, but it's actually very
But it
simple.
is. The heart is where everything is. The heart is where your treasure is.
Well, many people look for their match on a level of their nicely said inner eye, but let's say pragmatically searching for this. They have the long list of things they want.
Is
and
it mostly
desire
physical things that people...
It's also physical things.
Right.
I mean, it's more understandable with men. Men are more focused on what they see on the outside.
Because
but
men are
still,
visual, right?
They are very visual,
Why
and
are
that's
men
fair
visual?
enough. I don't know why men are visual, but
need to ask them
we
then. Why
women
are you-
also look at one thing or two.
Yeah.
But even at the end of the day, even the most gorgeous model would not attract a man if she has low energy, if she's not interesting, if she doesn't live herself, if she doesn't live her true herself, if she's like performing, right? Because then she's just like a puppet and there's nothing to like. I mean,
There's nothing
we all
deeper.
we all wear certain masks.
I love this.
But at least it's nice to know which mask I have on right now, like being conscious of it, right?
Yes.
If I have to wear that mask, for example, my mask of professionalism,
Yes.
at least I know, okay, this is it. We're having some professional interview here. So yeah, this is my mask. I'm being professional. That doesn't mean that I'm normally not professional in my daily life, but you know, we do wear certain masks to we think we connect with these masks easier, but it doesn't always make our life easier, and definitely not when we're searching for the right partner.
You can't have a mask on looking
No.
for your partner because it's going to come
How can he
off.
recognize you?
You're going to take it off.
Yeah,
at
well,
one
you're
point.
gonna attract whatever your mask says. Yeah, you're gonna attract somebody with the same mask, but you know, at the end of the day, it can't work because, you know, behind the closed door, there will be nothing to connect, nothing deep to connect.
It's superficial
Yeah.
then. It's just surface level.
So yeah, when people give me their wish list of blonde hair, blue eyes, skinny, big boobs, all of this, I'm like, oh my God.
And
you know
how
what?
many times have you heard?
Go to the Train Monkeys agency and
my
they'll
gosh.
find you someone.
Wow. So you've rejected clients as well, like you said.
If they are really
this is
superficial,
superficial.
then yes. I mean, you know,
this
then
is
you just jump on Tinder and you search for the looks that you want.
Yes,
But what if she has a
yes.
car accident tomorrow and her face and her body is going to be destroyed? What is there to love about her? Like, what is there left?
What about the heart?
What about the values? Yeah.
values? Wow. I remember you telling me something and I took it away straight away and you said, women are looking for men who are conscious and present.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love this because it moves away a lot from the woo-woo stuff and brings it grounding to a position of, I want a man who's present, talking
Who's
to
there
me.
for me?
Yeah.
Who is there? Who's not thinking about
Like,
something else
la,
when
la,
we
la,
are
on the
eating
phone.
together in a restaurant?
And he's off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how important is this consciousness? Because we hear the word everywhere, right? We're all conscious.
Very important.
La, la.
Very.
But tell me, like, honestly, from a deeper place, the consciousness is a connection as well. Like, you have to be conscious.
It all comes down to the feeling of self-worth, self-respect, and
Okay.
yes, self-empowerment. You know, men don't talk about self-empowerment
No.
very much because they are empowered. We're living in a society where men have power. We are still living in a patriarchal society.
You're very
so,
right.
you know,
Yes.
we are kind of the ones who are finding our small ways how to be heard and how to be seen. And this is shifting, and we all know that the world is going to belong to women very
It's
soon.
gone in that direction, folks.
But
But in a beautiful
we
way.
all need is, no matter whether men or women or
Yes.
whoever you are, it all comes down to your self-worth and loving yourself. And when you are deeply rooted within yourself and in contact with your core and simply stable person,
Yes.
then people will feel it. And women are strongly attracted to men who are stable, who are grounded, who know what they are doing, who are goal-oriented. But it's really, they're doing it from their core. They are not doing it
From
because
like
they are expected to do that.
aggressive
Yes.
or, you know, the go-getting.
Yes. So I believe no matter who you are, whether you're a man or a woman, as long as you follow your soul's path or your life's mission, your sacred dream, then that's it, you know?
You're like every single thing that Her Voice Impact stands for. When you say sacred dream is such a powerful thing to say because it is a personal thing as well. And the dream is you putting yourself inside of it and going, this is who I am. This is what I'm about, and not being afraid to show it to the world. We're coming in a time now where you just said, you know, we can't be two different people. We can't be on social media all this and then off social media, we're a different personality. I do believe that it's time now for the authentic.
Yeah, people can see that very
People
quickly.
can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just go, no, not interested anymore. And that comes down to business, leadership, any entrepreneurial thing that you decide to take. If you don't stand for the values and you don't stand for what you're saying, and off, you know, on a Saturday night you're doing something else, people scratch their head and go, that's really contradicting. I can't support that, or I can't buy that product.
Well, everybody has their followers, or everybody has their audience,
Such
and
an
everybody
open world.
attracts. Yeah, everybody attracts whoever is ready for them. You know, so
the message.
You know, yeah.
Wow. Okay, now tell me about your television debut, because I have watched all of the show.
You mean Match Me Abroad?
Yes.
Because I go to TV from time to time.
Yes.
So
Match Me Abroad. What an extraordinary, one, a great idea. Two, it's global. And three, you probably met some really interesting people.
Well, I meet interesting people all my life, every
amazing,
single day.
isn't it?
I don't need to go to the dating show.
Oh my gosh. So you just
my
get
whole
to live
life is one big dating show.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about how you got involved in that show.
Well, I had to go through a very, very long casting.
No.
And they finally chose me out of many, many other matchmakers.
You had to be auditioned?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I love this.
Oh,
what
yes.
happened? They put you in a room and they asked you
Yeah,
questions?
I had 3-4 rounds of interviews, and
gosh.
all I did was being myself. And they were like, we
There's
love
the
this,
key.
you're not performing anything.
Be yourself.
We need something real, because these days what people want is something real, because we are living in a world where you can't tell black from white.
No,
and
you
people
don't know
just,
what's going on. You know, when I watched the show and I was totally like magnetically pulled towards you and I saw your energy, I said, she's real. I bet you she's the same as she is on camera to what she would be off camera. And she actually really loves people.
I do love
felt.
people.
And I love how you were real about when you speak to these women and you said, do you really want that?
Yes.
And they're
We
like,
also did a lot of coaching behind the
No
scenes.
way.
It wasn't shown, unfortunately.
really?
Because it wouldn't be so popular. But we did.
The inner work wasn't popular.
Yeah, inner work is not so popular as I wish yet, but not for the dating shows.
Not for the dating shows. And what kind of coaching did you do with the women? Did they have some kind of transformation out of the coaching?
They did. I believe they did.
Really?
We did manage to reconnect, or I helped them, I guided them to
Yes.
reconnect with themselves, because they both, the ladies that were shown on camera, they both had a long list of expectations. But what I did with them was that we did some exercises that helped them get back to their full power and really reclaim their power again, to make choices out of the position of the fear. Fear
wow.
that they will not have the father for their children, or fear that nobody will ever love them, but out of the position of the strength. Yeah, because you simply want a partner who will make you stronger. It's ideal if you search for the partner when you are already strong. And then
Yes.
you can get even stronger and stronger and stronger. If you are searching for the partner from the position of lacking, wanting something from that person, as we said,
kind of desperate as well. Like it says, I
Yeah,
really
it comes
need
through,
this.
yeah.
Wow, so
then men are scared.
men are scared. Why are they scared?
Well, they are scared when they see a desperate woman.
Really?
No matter how beautiful she is.
They can sense it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Even if she doesn't say it. They
Oh
can
yes, yes,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
They can sense it. Yeah.
And on the show, how did you know who to put together with you? Do they let you do that, or is it done through a process?
Somewhat.
Right, okay.
They always ask me first what I think, and
then you...
I actually think for this format of the dating show, I had a lot of space to say what I want to say. It wasn't used on camera much, but they did show something. So about 1% of what we actually filmed was shown on the camera. So I did a lot of work behind the scenes, and
gosh,
the audience did a lot of work. But anyway, I believe that people who resonate with my energy can feel right away what I'm about.
Yes,
so,
and they're either going to like it or not.
Yeah, they like me or hate me, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I
don't need to be liked by everyone.
Oh, we can't be. It's impossible. We'd be here forever trying to please everybody, right? We'd
I'm
be
happy
changing
with
our
myself at this
message.
point.
Yeah, you've got to the point where like, this is who I am, right?
Exactly. Take it or leave it.
And the show itself is actually continuing on 2027.
It should be. Let's see. I can't talk about it.
I really...
Can't talk.
I love it when you say, I can't talk about it. It's not allowed.
But what I can say
Yes.
is that I will be filming an interesting Czech full-length movie next month.
What?
And I'll be a matchmaker there in the movie.
In a movie?
Yes. I'll be a
So you
matchmaker
get to
there.
play
I'll be playing
yourself?
myself again.
Oh, what a great script. You have to
I don't have any acting
You have no
aspirations.
script.
I have a script, but I strongly resonate with the script. I was like,
They
right
must
from
have
the
wrote it
beginning, I was
around
like,
you.
show me the script. I either like it or I don't like it.
Wow.
Or we can talk about it. I was like,
Okay.
oh, wow.
Yeah, that
okay,
sounds like
somebody
me.
actually gets me here.
Yeah.
So that was
They've
nice.
done their research.
That wasn't. They've done
Their
their
research.
research. Yeah, absolutely. We
And-
clicked with the director. Yeah.
And what is the movie about?
I can't tell.
Oh.
But it should be in the cinema
Well,
this
can
year.
I come to it? Can I?
Oh, yeah,
can
I'll
I
let
come
you know.
and see it? I love those.
We'll
kind
make
of-
sure they will have English subtitles.
Oh
they
my
will.
gosh.
They will.
So that leads me to that other movie. What was not long ago? Is it The Materialist? Is that-
Yes,
Yeah.
with Dakota Johnson.
Is that a real depiction of
Somewhat,
what
a little bit.
happens?
The part where she struggles herself, to
Yeah.
find her own identity. Yeah, I can
It's
definitely
kind of
relate to that.
interesting that her life in itself, her personal life, was just a mess.
Oh yes, that's how my personal life was when I started with my
You're kidding.
agency.
my goodness.
I was freshly separated from my back then American partner. I thought we were going to get married, but instead he said it would be better to split off.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of staying in America, I moved back to Europe, and then I was like, okay, now I
gotta start
really
again.
have to go back to my feet and just figure out who I am, who am I, what do I want to do with my life, what is my life's journey, and
I love those questions.
I am stubborn and curious enough to get to my
get the
right
bottom
track.
of it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so interesting you say this because you think Matchmaker, they're already living this full
No, I don't have it all figured out yet.
making life. They're happy. They're doing their thing. And this is such a performance thing as well. Like we always think, we have to be the best before we present ourselves. But I've learned that you can't get to the best. You just got to put yourself out there, and you're learning along the way.
Yes.
You can't say, well, I've got to be trained, I've got to be this, I've got to be that before I present and launch.
Absolutely.
It's going to take decades.
Yeah, and these days we women, we are great performers. We are such great performers. We can be perfect partners, perfect mothers, perfect everything. But you know what I am learning these days is just to love myself the way I am and just to accept myself even if I do nothing.
So many women need to hear this because it's vital that if you want to pursue this sacred dream, you have to be you. There's no point trying to be somebody else.
And first, just feel yourself. First, just be there in peace with yourself, no matter whether it takes 1 hour or 10 years. And just feel yourself and feel who you really are, feel your womb, and you have all of the answers there.
Here we go. Feel your womb. Desperate creation, creativity. And it's not about just having children. This is the place where everything can birth from.
Absolutely.
All of your desires.
And there's so much energy there. Yeah. When you unlock this energy, nothing can stop you.
What do you do to activate that area? If some people have had trauma in that area as well, like they're just like, I don't want to go there. I've had stuff happen to me, Well,
I spent about last 15 years at a conscious body work and tantra and bioenergetics courses. What? And the work is not finished. So,
Bioenergetics.
You do have to go back to all of your traumas and to release that trauma. You can't just keep suppressing it because it'll find its door to you, and then it'll come out in all unconscious ways. So,
they just come out.
You just have to contact all of your emotions, and there's
you have to
cherry
feel
picking.
It, face it. You have to face.
You have to feel it, and it does help to do some conscious body practices.
And you help people with that?
At this point, I do that, yeah. But I myself am still on that journey because, I still keep living day by day, facing everything I'm facing, and I'm still learning. I'm still...
Wow. And you're
still reconnecting with myself.
Exactly. And that's part of the journey, right? You no one's a finished product.
No, we are not.
We're just constantly learning. And where your retreat is in the Czech Republic is in Bohemia, is that right?
It is in South Bohemia, in the center of
what
transformation.
What is going on there? We need to go to Bohemia, people.
Next time we'll do the interview there.
I'm coming.
Yes, you're very welcome.
What is happening there? What's the energy there?
It's all about reconnecting to yourself. And, it's supported by beautiful nature that is there. It's supported by beautiful space that me and my husband created there. What I want to emphasize is that it's a very safe environment
to open
there. So you can do things in terms of exploring your deepest depth that you would normally
closed off to.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't normally feel safe to do because you just not used to showing your vulnerability, You are really in a room with people who are all on the same boat.
Yeah.
And I now focus on events for women.
I was going to say,
so,
yes.
We explore how it is when we are contracted, how it is when we are in a state of expansion. And, living your life from the state of expansion really makes you unstoppable and unlimited opportunities.
Did you hear that? Living from a life of expansion makes you unstoppable. That should be a book. Because expansion is what it's about. Because if we contract, it becomes very restricted, and then we're not able to birth anything. It's like...
Exactly. Well, there might be life situations when it's necessary to be contracted,
Yes. And then
when you don't want the train conductor on the train to see you without the ticket, you contract your energy and he doesn't even notice you.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Fine. Yes, one of the shamanism practices.
Well, you're on a train.
Practice shamanism. And on the other hand, if you, are all expanded, you don't really have to put a lot of effort into anything you do.
Things
come.
They just attract to you.
Absolutely.
But you have to go through both. I don't think you can just be expanded all the time and then just walking around.
It's amazing when you have the freedom to switch.
And there's the art.
When you can use the wide scale of possibilities, right? There are two polarities, contraction and expansion, and you can choose.
Now you're going into quantum stuff. Yeah. We could be talking about all things in that realm.
Well, I believe freedom and empowerment
is
about not being too attached to any of the forms, but being able to freely choose whatever you want in that very second. Same in lovemaking, same in everything you do in your life. You don't necessarily have to be only dominant or only submissive. No. You can play with what is behind. And that's
feminine and masculine energy coming in and out. Because we actually embody both.
Absolutely.
We're not
and who says that I have to be in my feminine energy 100% of the time?
Can't be, because I have to execute things sometimes. I have to do things.
Absolutely.
We got to get out there and create, right? Which is the masculine nature. But then the feminine is nurturing it and giving it life, isn't it? and the ideas and the beauty of it. What are people going to get out of it? Because we're not here for our own self, putting ourselves on a pedestal. We're actually here to give back somehow to humanity in some way, however small or big that might be. But we want to feel like we've actually contributed in some way, don't we?
The two of us definitely do.
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't contributing. Why would I do this for my own self?
Absolutely. But I did find out throughout those years of being in therapy myself and doing therapies with others that it really all starts with yourself, that the more anchored you are within yourself, the more you can help others and the bigger impact you can make in the world.
There it is. The more you help others, the more impact you can make. And that is absolutely correct. I had some questions from some ladies.
Sure.
Ladies want some answers about men. We should do a whole nother segment on just women's questions on men and what's going down with them.
Conversations in a night bar.
I had a very close friend, and she's actually from Australia, and she's one of my very, very good friends.
Okay.
And she said to me, what kind of men are using a matchmaker? If they're successful, if they're really, amazing, why would they even need a matchmaker? So what kind of men are
Very good question. I don't want to put people into boxes,
No.
but I do need to give you some answer, right?
I do. We need some answers.
Okay, well, let's name just a few categories. Definitely men who are very demanding and who have high expectations.
Okay.
Men who don't have time.
They don't have time.
Yeah, they're just
busy.
They're just busy. They delegate it to you. They have their personal banker. They have their personal fitness coach. They have their personal matchmaker.
Listening to this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they don't want to waste time, money, energy. So they just
And they're
ask
not
the
going
expert.
out to bars or sitting on a Tinder or
Well, they
something,
don't have time
are
for it. It's
don't have time.
energy
They're too-
consuming, or it's a time consuming. I mean,
Okay.
Tinder is time consuming, and time is money and energy. I mean, like, why would I waste my energy spending hours and hours on Tinder? Well, I do it as a matchmaker. Like once a month, I do like 5,000 men in one row. If I am allowed. If I'm not, I split it into a few days. But I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm doing like a very targeted.
Do you start to see the same man after a while? They all look the same.
I definitely see same patterns. Like this is this category. This is
This is the same guy every time. What's he doing here? He's turned up 60 times.
I hate labeling people,
I
but
know.
after 13 years in matchmaking,
You're like, there's only
you're like, this is
perfect.
that, this is that, this is that.
Everyone
Okay,
gets
yes.
categorized.
And then out of 1,000 men, I pick like 10, and I approach them, and out of
I can't even think of how to look at 1,000 men. I'll be like, my head's going to explode.
Oh, you can. At this point, I can switch it on and off, and like it does help when you don't eat before searching, because sometimes you feel sick. So I'm like, okay, no food, just water.
Just
keep
water,
hydrating
keep looking.
myself.
Wow.
Don't take it too personal. This
It's
is it.
true.
You see energy in people's eyes. You see,
Okay.
it does help.
And when
I
these
just look
men
in-
come to you, you see the energy in their eyes. And
I
you're
just,
like,
I
they're
just,
serious.
I just feel where we are, and that's it.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
It's like 2 seconds per person.
So these are highly successful men who are obviously doing well, or just really know what they want. They're not.
Okay, there are 2 categories. There are men that come to me,
Right.
and there are men who I headhunt, right?
Oh.
Because I'm a former headhunter, so I know who to
Your
approach,
job
right?
is very interesting.
I headhunt online, offline. Yeah, my life is super exciting. No doubt about that. Yes.
Wow.
So if I approach someone, I already know that this person is interesting for me, for my clients. Not for me
Okay.
personally, but for my clients. I really
Okay.
like this engage from my work. Like even if I saw the most amazing man in front of me, like I would not.
Like,
I would probably
I need
not
you on
think,
my books.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. I would not think of him as my potential partner, but I would already have like the
see
whole
you
list of women
with
that
someone.
could.
Wow.
That could match
That's
with this person.
amazing.
Yes. And the men who approach me, I have to filter them a lot, because very often they either have very unrealistic expectations, or they're just not ready for what they want. As I said, one thing is what you want, but what can you actually offer?
Can you? Oh.
And now I don't mean how much money you have on your bank account.
No.
I mean,
What
like,
are you
energetically, what are you bringing to the
Yeah.
relationship? What
Yeah.
are you bringing to the table? It's not enough these days to have a full bank account because women are independent. You know,
And
they
they
can
got
make
their
their own
own.
money.
They got their
don't
own.
need you
They
for
don't
money.
need-
They
no.
need something more.
They need a person who's going to be there with them
Absolutely.
and be conscious and
present,
present.
conscious, emotionally stable, all of that,
Yeah.
and supportive, and be the lighthouse in a storm for them.
Ooh, and some men can go, oh, hold on.
What kind of
What do you
lighthouse?
mean?
We're not going on holiday.
I don't want to be the lighthouse. I just want to be the light.
I just want to be a parasite.
I just want to be there. I just want to be hanging about. What? Okay, here's the question. What is the process of letting go and allowing the soulmate to appear? Like, because you know how we can get really attached? What is that process of how we go, okay,
Well,
you know
first
what,
of
I'm
all,
just gonna
figure out
allow.
what you want to let go of, what you need to let go of. What is preventing you from getting closer to your soulmate? What is standing in your way?
Is it
could be
usually a
you.
mind- Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You are standing in your own way.
Oh my
Usually,
gosh.
you're in your own
Move
way.
out of the way, Daniela.
Yeah, well, your ego and your ego's
Yes,
expectations
yes.
and mind's concept, all of that, how things should be. Because, you know, if you have the whole list of how your life should be, like, where is space for something real, you know?
Oh, wow.
And spontaneous to happen, because life happens whether we know it or
Yes,
not. Even
yes.
if I do have some process that works with most of the clients, life is unpredictable. I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
We don't,
So,
and we just got to go with it.
you know,
right?
many clients at the beginning of the process, before they actually pay for the program, they ask, so how exactly is this going to look?
I
I'm
want
like,
to know.
I don't know how it's,
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, we're going to work together. We're going to explore what your patterns, what your relationship patterns are, what you're attracting. I mean, yes, I have no problem to give you a whole bunch of ladies that you want, but are you actually going to attract these ladies? Are your energies going to be aligned? Are you going to attract each other? And is this really what you want, actually? Or is this some kind of illusion in your head? Yeah, so,
Sometimes
you know,
it
we're
can be.
exploring a lot. We're, you know, like yesterday, one guy who really, really wanted to use my services but didn't want to work on himself was like, let's do everything you're suggesting, Katerina, except for the therapy part.
Okay,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
that sounds great.
Okay, you know what? Thank you. I think I spent a
won't
lot of
get very
energy on
far.
you. Like, yeah, didn't get very far. He didn't want to face
They're
his
just
fear.
bypassing the you know.
He had a long list of expectations, how he wanted his partners, his potential partners to look like. And I am able to give it to him because I can find anything. And I have a very wide database of different women. That is no problem. But the question was, deep inside, he didn't really believe that he was worth these women, because
Well, that's not
when
going to
he was
work,
a
is it?
child, he has gone through a lot of
Issues,
traumas,
right.
and
Okay.
he didn't have the relationship with women really solved. So deep inside, there was a
he's
lot of
angry.
projection on the mother and so on and forth. And he didn't believe he's good enough because his mother persuaded him that he's not good enough.
So then how's the relationship will last about a day?
I can find him a lady, and then he's like, oh, but how would this kind of woman want me? I'm like,
You got to find yourself.
yeah, find yourself first.
Find yourself first. What I had a question from one of the ladies, and she said, how important is physical attractiveness or appearance to a man versus a woman?
I believe that energy attractiveness somehow shines through your physical. That your physical, into some extent, is the reflection of what is inside. You know,
Yes.
you have certain energy, you have certain face expression, you're relaxed in your jaw or you're contracted in your jaw, you have your eyes looking straight at me or not, you have certain body posture. Like, your character is reflected in your body. And that's what bioenergetics is about. So, you know, knowing bioenergetics, going through these courses, I look at the person, I see what character they have, whether they are rigid character or schizoid character or masochistic character or whatever character they are.
Goodness.
So you can see it on people's
That
body,
sounds scary.
on their... Every psychologist knows that.
Wow.
So, you know, so
Yes.
you can tell whether that person is carrying themselves like this, kind of, you know, victim position, victim role, or they are like this, protecting their heart, you know, a lot of macho men go around the world like this, nothing can get to my heart ever. They have a shield there, you know, like, don't even dare to come to me or I'll...
Wow.
hit you, whatever. So, we all carry ourselves certain way, and we have certain face expressions, and you can tell relatively quickly when you meet someone. When I have these entry consultations, I do spend 2 hours talking with people. Sometimes they cry and so on and forth. But, basically I can tell in first 5 minutes what the hell is going on with them. You just feel them.
Wow.
So
That's
I do
powerful
spend a lot
gift
of...
to have. And after
You
a
can
while,
learn
you
it.
just
It
get
can
to
be
know
learned. It can be learned.
You're
Yeah.
getting it. You're quick now. You're like,
I'm quick now.
got it. I got it. Wow.
But, once again, I'm still learning. I'm trying to stay humble and modest, and there's always something that surprises me. And kindness of people always surprises me most. But I don't have it all figured out. And there are all kinds of situations and life events that shape people. They're behaving certain way because of this and that. So yes, I have a strong level of empathy, and I'm trying to understand compassion,
Yes.
trying to understand where is this person coming from.
Yes.
I try not to judge them. I'm still a human being, and I do have my ego. And of course, sometimes it's just easier to slip into those old patterns of like, you are dad, you're dad, you're dad. But, what was shaping this person, why this person is behaving the way they are behaving.
We
and
all
I'm
have these things.
digging as deep as they lie to me.
Like an archaeologist.
Yes, never thought of it that way.
Yeah, you're
yes.
like a human archaeologist. Don't come near unless you want to figure out who you are. Katerina, I have loved having you on our show.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. I love your energy. I love what you stand for. I love that you're helping people find love. And I also love the ideas of the retreats. And I'm coming to the next one.
Can't wait to have you there.
I'm coming
Thank
to
you
it
so
in
much.
June, and I'm going to support in however way I can. Her
Thank
Voice
you.
Impacts is so excited to have women such as yourself here speaking truth, honesty, authenticity, heart, courage is what we stand for.
Yeah.
And it's a global voice. My heart does lie in Europe, by the way, but I love European women, and I love the energy that the European women give. So
You're one of us.
I'm one
You
of
have Romanian roots.
I'm Romanian. And I love the fact that you've been so open and honest about how partners need to work with themselves. So this is beautiful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you for coming.